I was gonna hit a button. Hello. I'm just going right into it. So hello, welcome to this episode 2 of
Welcome
the
to my
podcast.
Yes.
Episode 2.
I was waiting for John to do something there.
Dance monkey, the whiz.
That I think I'm calling the stupid question, stupid answers. I'm kind of shortening it to SQSA because acronyms, or is it abbreviation? I think it's one of those two.
I can deal with that. It's acronyms.
Yeah, and it's also shorter.
Both.
There should be a thing across the bottom there for video people. Hopefully, if it's not, then I'm really bad and I'm sorry. So, anyways, so this is a podcast where we ask some stupid questions or bring up some stupid topics and we try to answer them as seriously as we can.
Lie.
Yeah, that is a
No,
lie.
it's a
Now
lie.
that I think about it, I just can't think of a better way to say it. So it's just to get some laughs. Normally we start with those stupid questions. We have a middle section that we kind of change out, and then we'll have some audience questions at the end. Which every time it seems like the last hour before, I'm just keep getting more and more and more. So we'll see how that goes. So, but otherwise, for introductions, just go around quick on my right, on your left.
Oh, I'm John. I've got a mustache.
But I'm Kyle, and I've got a hat.
Well, I'm Andrew or Argo, and I have an ego.
And my name is Michael. I'm a professional elf strangler.
What
Wait,
kind
is that
of
another
elf?
Kentucky
How much
story?
do you
Wait.
find You
Let-
find an elf, whether it be Santa's elves
How much-
or like an elf from Lord of the Rings.
How much
I
do you
will-
Those
charge?
are not the same thing.
No, but I will strangle both of
An
them.
elf or an elf is different.
Now I want like John Wick Christmas episode.
Wait, so is there a price differential between killing Legolas and Elmer the Keebler, or the...
The Keebler, the Keebler elves.
Elmer, he costs more because he's a fighter.
He's short.
Yeah, he
He's
will
a
bite.
fighter. Yeah, he'll bite.
He will bite.
Legolas is kind of
will
fairy.
not bite.
Legolas is kind of a fairy.
Is there a discount for
elf.
Snap, Crackle, and Pop?
or
You're
just
looking for a-
crackle?
Buy to get one.
a deal, like a 3-for-1 deal.
God, that sounds
mean-
like an Adult Swim episode if I've ever heard one.
Get them all in the same room and we'll talk.
Yeah.
We just, I think, covered 3 or 4 Robot Chicken episodes.
Yeah.
Oh
in
yeah,
that one
definitely.
conversation.
Just knocking on the wall. Yeah, you got an infestation of elves. What kind? Are they going to make me cookies? No, these are the ones that hate orcs. How did they fit in the wall? Well, you got kind of Lion the Witch in the Wardrobe situation, except it's behind your drywall. You got your rats coming back with your like Turkish delights.
I'm just thinking of the guy like just crazy as a house with just holes in the drywall
Yeah.
everywhere. Like,
It's
what are you doing?
just-
It's like, Narnia.
He's just smoking a cigarette. Well, a ventilator for like $400. It's pretty cheap. We'll get him out right away.
I mean, that Mr. Tumnus owes me money.
You know, you got a problem when the mice in the wall start talking and like making dresses and stuff.
Oh God, yeah. If it's a Cinderella situation, you got some smart mice in your hands. You're gonna got the big
No, they
raps.
come out with literature. Have you heard the good news? Aslan has come to save us all.
And you got lions and you're
It's just-
real bad.
And then like the farmer's wife is just sitting at the table, is like horrified, and then like cut scene, her with a pellet gun sitting right next to the hole, and they're just like, "You want to hear about Aslan?"
Gotta watch those holes to Narnia.
Oh, okay, we haven't even done the question yet, and we already went down the Narnia wall elves. So,
Yeah.
all right, so to start things out then, John, what is your question or topic for today?
Did we want to go serious or stupid?
It's up to
always
you.
ends up stupid.
Well, we're already stupid. So,
Fair.
could a woodchuck chuck wood?
Yes, it does.
They do.
I
I'm
hear
hearing
feedback.
feedback.
Well,
Oh, I think that's just might be just us.
just-
no,
us.
I'm hearing it too.
Yeah, we're all hearing it.
Yeah, we're getting
Quiet for a sec.
The board.
Okay.
Okay, it's gone.
The
Yeah,
board
I
didn't
think
like that question.
Yeah, apparently.
that was
No,
really
that
bad.
was
That
a
was
definitive no.
That was
okay.
Yeah, that was the board from the game Control.
I wasn't seeing it in the mics, so I think it was
Federal-
just in the.
the Federal Bureau of Control did not approve of that one.
Okay, new question. So, hypothetical. Aliens show up, they terraform Mars in a week, set up a city there, and say, hey, we're going to stick around and give you all this technology. All you have to do is, in a year, here's a big box of stickers. 3/4 of the population of the Earth has to have a sticker 1 year from today. would we be able as a civilization, as a world population, to do that?
No. Why would you put stickers? You are definitely becoming cattle. if you
Wait, there
put
was a-
stickers on.
They can terraform a planet in a week. Why do they need stickers?
That makes them suspicious. If they can do that, then why aren't they just giving it to us and being like, "Here you go"?
Are they holographic stickers?
No, here's a box of stickers.
That's a good question.
Like the
actually.
yuck stickers? Because those are fun.
Do we get them out of the machines?
They are scratch and sniff.
Oh.
What do
Well,
they
wait,
smell like?
scratch and sniff
Cinnamon.
what?
Cinnamon.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's not a question that you should ask often.
Are the aliens attracted to cinnamon?
Maybe. Who doesn't like cinnamon?
I don't know.
Cinnamon is good.
We all like cinnamon, but yeah, I don't know. The aliens, if they're popping down and they're just like running lines of cinnamon.
Cinnamon sticker
That
lines.
is a market, is what that is. We could sell so much cinnamon to those like drug crazy aliens.
But
That's
they're gonna leave if we don't use the stickers.
That's it. The whole concept of Torchwood sees the children
yeah.
of Earth, where the aliens were wanting children, and so we had to keep giving them children because they were a drug to them. And so it's equivalent. Children and cinnamon, they're the same thing.
Yes.
Very similar.
I mean, I want cinnamon more
Smell
than I
nothing
want
alike.
kids. So I don't know.
You
if they're
don't
quite
want a
equivalent.
child in your hot cider. If a child sticks their finger in their hot cider and starts swishing
Yeah.
around,
I was
You
not
would-
thinking that.
I'm looking at my cup, and he's like, "Oh,
I mean, we do have cinnamon in the cabinet. If we had kids in there,
just look
it would
down.
be a problem.
You just-
ground up children
You just-
in your
Oh, no.
spice rack.
it's got the label from McCormick's."
Grounded child.
No, there's this-
ground dehydrated child.
No, there's this great story
That sounds
about
like human horn, actually.
Johnson and Johnson. They were trying to sell baby food in Africa, but they couldn't write it on the label, so they just had the picture of the baby, and no one would buy it because in the country they were selling, you put the picture of the food that you're selling on the jar. So you just have a picture of baby on this jar of ground up stuff.
What would it?
Well, if you had any witches in the
baby
town,
It's like
Yes.
as long as it's non-GMO.
non-GMO
non-GMO.
babies.
you know.
Well, that's why it's coming from America, not China.
Mm-hmm.
Back
Damn.
to the original question.
Wait, what was
What was the original question?
I think the board didn't like my first question and the panel didn't like the second question. So it's
No,
time.
the second question was fine. Something about Mars and something.
Stickers. It was about stickers.
If we put stickers in, like that's sus.
If
Like,
you
it's
get if you
straight
give
up
me
sus.
horse stickers,
So you're saying you wouldn't wear an
No,
alien
that means
sticker?
they're gonna like harvest our organs or something.
They could make some high-tech stickers.
That's
Yeah.
Yeah, like teleporting stickers. Like those are dangerous.
NFTs and stuff. Like, maybe. Oh, that's where you get a Ridge wallet.
Yes.
You get a ridge wall to protect your sticker.
Yeah.
Sure, I'll wear this sticker. Just, yoink, it's in my Ridge wallet. You can't get me now, aliens.
I've seen their advertisements. I'm safe from the government and
Yeah.
aliens.
And the aliens are just like, ridge wallets? We didn't know you had those.
I did see the movie Signs, and aliens traveled across the universe but couldn't figure out doors. So you never know.
They couldn't. They literally traveled across the stars.
Yeah.
Couldn't figure out a doorknob or the fact that we had water on our planet. They're not terribly bright.
No.
Oh,
Not
no.
terribly bright.
One of the most common elements out there. No.
They are so smart that their idea of trying to get at the humans is crawling into a coal chute to go and grab at small children in the basement.
If Arnold Schwarzenegger can beat up an alien in the middle of the forest or jungle or whatnot,
Yeah.
I'm sure they're not that big.
I assume that the whole movie of Signs was just based on that one family who couldn't actually figure out a way to deal with the aliens, so they just ran away. Where everyone else in America was just like boom, 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 and then just everyone's got we're good.
Everyone else had a super
Like,
soaker.
everything's fine. What?
Everyone else had a super soaker.
Everyone else, exactly. Everyone else figured it out really.
I
freaking
got a
quick.
hose.
I spit on one and it died.
Mel Gibson was the only one who couldn't figure it the fuck out.
Oh, the aliens in that movie were like cats. Just no. No.
It was a bad.
I have,
movie.
I have
It was
not,
a very bad movie.
I have not seen it yet.
You've never seen Signs?
No.
Don't.
I don't think it matters because
This
I've
makes no sense to you.
I've
then.
not visually seen it, but for how many times people have talked about it, I know the whole movie.
It's
Yeah.
It's like- it's-
just dumb.
It's like Passion of the Christ, right?
Yeah, sure.
With aliens, sure,
and Mel
yeah.
Gibson
With
and
both,
stuff.
yeah.
and
Yeah,
stuff,
A little less gore.
little less gory.
Little less.
Did the aliens return after 3 days?
No.
No.
Were they on a
They
cross?
don't even leave. They just cease to exist in the movie, and they're like,
Yeah,
"We're done with the movie now.
Maybe
We
that's-
ran out of money."
Maybe their weakness wasn't water; it was holy water.
No.
I don't think so.
All the water of a.
I just like the whole. Yeah,
Yeah.
you could talk for hours on how dumb that movie is.
Yeah, it never interested me because it's one of those. An M. Shyamalan movie is if you know the twist, it's a bad movie.
It was a bad movie.
Well,
if you
the
didn't-
signs
you didn't know
is,
the twist.
or not signs. Sixth Sense.
No,
Even if
okay.
you know this twist, it's an okay movie.
I did not know Sixth Sense twists, and so that was a fantastic movie. But then, like The Village was, I caught the twist like halfway through the
Immediately.
movie,
Yeah.
and
I caught it immediately.
yeah, I'm so that at that point I'm like, oh, well, now I'm just watching all the build up to something I already know is
Yeah.
going to happen.
Because that's the problem with his movies now is you've seen them all. If you've seen enough of his movies, you know a twist is coming.
It's because, well, that, but you also know he's not terribly good at like mixing his twist into something new. It's always the same twist.
You should make a movie that has no twist.
He has.
It literally just keeps going, building up, and then it just ends.
No, he did. He did.
It was the
yeah.
happening. It was, oh, the plants are killing everyone.
Yes.
Well, what's
That
the
was-
twist?
That was.
No, there is.
Well,
It's
The
just
plants are
plants.
killing everyone.
but that one
Yeah.
did try to do a twist.
That-
It was just
What was the twist?
That's why it was really bad.
The twist at the end was
All it was
that
was-
it just stopped.
They wanted to make like a Saw, like a vegetarian Saw, and by having all of like the plants kill people, and then like in weird ways, it's like fulfilling his fantasies, and then like oof, we needed to make a movie. Just credits.
I
was
don't
the-
remember one plant actually killing a person. It was just, the pheromones, and then people
Yeah,
killed
that's what-
themselves.
Yeah.
that's the whole,
Suicide
that's the
the
whole
movie.
thing. Yeah, Suicide the movie. But like
Death by cucumber.
that movie still, everyone was talking about that movie in the lawnmower scene when I don't remember which. It's the movie with Bagul in it. And I don't remember the movie's name, but there's the scene where it's like old, like found footage style camera, where it's just like a very small spotlight, and it's just a picture of a mower, and the mower starts up and it starts going in complete pitch blackness, and there's just a small light over the front of the mower, and it just goes on for like 2 or 3 minutes. You're like, what the fuck's going on? And all of a sudden, there's like a big build up and like whoomp sound as the lawnmower just starts to run over somebody's face, like coming out of the darkness, out of some dude just laying on the ground. Like that's really effective.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody going in a lawnmower, sitting at the forward, walking down a hill, and then laying down, and then having your big like stinger music as they get run over by a lawnmower is not.
Well, the other one that was
Sounds
good in that
good.
one was the car one. Because like the car was, apparently it took a cut in the car for the air to come in, which was stupid. But where the car like is driving and then just stops and it
And it
sits
goes
there for like
and it
10
revs
seconds
up.
and then it revs up at the tree. Like that was actually
That's
kind
actually
of
pretty
cool.
good. Yeah, I would agree. with
I
that.
like
would
that
agree
part.
with going.
But
But yeah, that got off of aliens and Mars and stuff.
that's how all the topics
Yeah,
go.
that's how-
But
that's how it goes.
Yes, we got off on a tangent about cinnamon, and then we got back on topic, and then, aliens. Yeah, let's talk about aliens.
then M. Night Shyamalan.
So,
So what's your Sky?
my thing isn't necessarily a question, but it can kind of lead into a question. So I was just kind of sitting at the office the other day, and I remembered this instance that happened maybe 2 or 3 years ago. But I had gone. I was working late. It might have been like 7 o'clock at night, and I was doing something with the toaster. And I was like, I'm making like a late night bagel or something because I was staying up late for
Late
work.
night bagel.
Yeah, late. I wanted something they had in
When
the fridge.
pizza's on a bagel,
Yeah, it was something on the fridge. But I
Don't put it in
remember.
the toaster.
I vividly remember like going into the toaster and be like, wow, this toaster is really dirty. I'll try to clean out the toaster. I'm sure it's not that bad. It was almost 2 hours like of it, so it shouldn't have been I ended at 7 o'clock. At 5 o'clock I started working on the toaster, and crumbs just kept falling out of this toaster like rain.
And things that you're not sure if
Like,
they're crumbs.
Well, not even that, but like I would take out the tray. I'd be like, wow, that's a lot of crumbs. And I'd tap it out in the sink, and I'd put it back in. I would shake the toaster. I'd pull out the tray, and it was full of crumbs again.
it's like a
And
keyboard.
but it kept doing that. Like for like at least, and I would pull out both trays, I'd dump them out, and I'd shake the thing more, and then I turned it over and shook it over
was gonna
the
say, why didn't you
the
just do that to
sink.
begin
I
with?
just shook it over the sink, but then it didn't stop, and then I turned it back over and I shook it some more, and I turned out the tray. The trays were full again. So it was like basically a magic toaster full of crumbs
No
that I
way.
literally couldn't get rid of.
What you've got to do is you got to run an ice bath and then grab the toaster.
And sit in the bath
drop
of the
it in.
toaster. But I was
Absolutely.
this it was almost like magic, and I've never seen an appliance in an office that horrifically underkept. And I was just wondering if anybody else has had a similar situation where they had run into an appliance at work that was just so horrifically maintained, like the coffee machine that hadn't been cleaned in 5 years.
Oh God, I can
Like
go
something, just something like that.
There was I could actually go for well, there was actually one time that we found a dead rat behind the fridge at our old job, but and we found it because of the smell. But we actually, so I started getting in my coworkers into like nicer coffee, and then they got a blade grinder, and which is the worst thing for grinding coffee. But sure, they got it. We'll make it work. But I'm big on like anytime I make anything, I clean it all right away. Like after I'm done with it, I fully clean everything. But they would always just keep letting it build up, and it would just have like the leftover grounds in the bottom. But the only grounds that stay are like the fines. And so it's just,
but at some point you just get to a free cup of coffee.
it's not, it's like a stamp card for something.
Like there's just at some point there'll just be enough buildup of coffee that you just don't even have to grind any. You'll just have to wedge it out of there with a pencil or something.
By that logic, you should have taken your toaster and instead of cleaned it, just put a chicken breast in there and woo!
There's a
breadcrumbs.
There's a certain there's a certain level of ignorance though, because like our coffee makers the coffee there is horrible, and we had a couple reasons. Our theories we figured out is the water, but I had talked to a bunch of people of like, well, when's the last time that they were cleaned? And I never got an answer. Nobody knew when it was cleaned, and I talked to the cleaning people, and they're like, no, it's not our responsibility. I'm like, so we've just been boiling
7 years,
and we've been
cleaning.
They've been making coffee out of these like giant like 8-pound bags that they dump into it at one time with this horrible water that's the heaviest water I've ever had, and then it's just been boiling and sitting there all day. Like that thing you could probably remove all the metal and it would still hold liquid.
Yep.
It was just from corrosion.
I never cared to clean appliances in my house. Well, I would clean them, but I would essentially I had like a panini maker and a coffee maker, and I knew they were electronic appliances, and I shouldn't put them in the dishwasher.
No, did you?
Really? Wait.
I would just take these things after a while, after it got super dirty, and I didn't really want to clean them, and I'd stick them in the dishwasher and let them dry out. And I just figured if it continues working after it comes out, then great. Otherwise, I'll just get a new one.
That is the most Michael thing I've ever heard you say.
Every time I did it, like my panini maker still works, so it's cool.
Well, yeah, things. It's like they say that a lot about a lot of things. Like, don't shove a fork in an outlet.
So
it might be safe a couple times.
You're just pulling the. I'm imagining Michael pulling the panini maker out of the washer. He's like shaking all the extra water out, putting it over to the counter, and going,
No,
now I'm just. He's not putting it in a dishwasher. He's putting it in a washing machine, just rattling around.
Oh, the washing machine.
Yeah, he puts it in the dryer afterwards.
Yeah.
So it gets rid of it. He puts the dryer sheet in to keep
dry.
the electric.
Yes.
I would plug it in and kind of back away real quick, and if it didn't do anything, but
That's not
the heat,
normal. What did you not?
It cleaned it. It was clean, and it worked. I was a smart boy.
If you need a bomb crew to make sure that something still works, you're doing something wrong.
When have I ever melted an appliance?
Mine.
Yeah,
you
but
tried
that
to
was
kill
your
me. I go to okay. So yeah, I had my electric kettle, and it wasn't working right. It would shut off automatically. So Michael's like, "I'll fix it," and I'm like, "Well, I'm gonna just buy probably a new one because whatever anyway." And he's like, "I'll fix it." So I said, "As long as you don't spend money." So then he's now using that as the excuse for murder, and
He wouldn't let me spend money.
so he tries to fix this thing, and he tried to fix it multiple times. But I remember one of the last times I go and heat it up. I'm like, "Well, it turned on," and the steam's coming out of it. But then I'm like, that steam looks weird. No, it was smoke. It apparently was shorting the hell out. It was working. It was working. But now I wasn't smelling water. I was smelling solder.
Electronics.
Well, fire will boil water.
And the problem with those things, just like he said, is it's a pure line right from the outlet all the way through the thing. So if that thing was going to go, it was going to go and so yeah, that was his attempt. I didn't have my will. I mean, you're not in my will.
It melted a little bit.
It melted. There was 3
Several
times.
times.
It's a little bit.
Well, you wouldn't
times.
let me buy the proper switch because I wasn't allowed to spend any money. So I jury-wigged one from some copper.
Jury-wigged.
Jury-wigged.
Yeah, we would.
I jury-wigged it with just some random metal plates from switches that I ripped apart.
Yeah, because if you spent any money, it would have been the equivalent of
That's a
just
good idea.
buying a new one.
Yeah, so you didn't let me, so I made it work a couple of times.
Almost as well as a new one.
And therefore, it worked for just long enough.
The next time you would have
buy
said that, it would have been with your right hand up, saying, "I swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth."
This won't kill you, I promise.
I swear, Your
I
Honor.
guess.
I mean,
John?
if it did kill you, the worst that would happen is you fall over dead. I'd rush into your room, steal all your plush toys, and then you never hear from me again.
Abscond.
Never hear from me again, as I'm dead?
Somewhere else.
Well, yeah, you're dead. So it's
Never
either
hear
way.
from
Where
you
would you
again
go?
either way.
Someplace with
No, you had to.
someplace to hold on.
You have
the
nowhere to
plushes.
go.
You lack finesse. You got a weekend in Bernie's him to work so you can collect a paycheck every week.
Oh, that would work.
You could get with the work from home stuff. Probably could have.
You're just on camera with ropes around the arms.
Yeah, Weekend
Like,
at Bernie's is
Ah.
that actually makes Weekend at Bernie's kind of like old movie now, isn't it? Like
Weekend
we're
at
old
Bernie's-
for that.
We can bring
Well-
a classic.
But like it's completely old classic now
It
because you can bank on your phone. You can you can pay for anything on your phone. You can work from home. Like you can literally be dead and somebody can just take over your identity.
I do nothing but wire things properly, which is why I wired my ignition in my
Ig.
car
Ig.
ignition.
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 I wired it wrong, and every time I went to turn on my car, it would constantly have the ignition going over and over and over and over again. So until I took it apart, my car was go the whole time. 'cause I messed up
You
the
work
wiring.
on military components, right?
No, that's NASA. That's different.
Yeah.
You're
No,
you
I know what I'm doing.
Ignition man's working on NASA
It's
equipment.
not my fault that Ford made the wires the same color like
Oh.
fools.
You try
You
to sound
did.
like you're so smart at work, but I think that you literally just are banging a hammer on a board, and they're just like paying you out of pity.
There's just-
I banged that hammer on the board very
His-
professionally.
His one fix is just put it in the resolder oven. We'll just reflow all the solder. It'll fix it.
Wait, are you saying that you're an elf killer because you've sold things to elves and they've died because of electrical faults?
I mean, I can't be. I mean,
Is that
maybe the Elmer's tree burnt down for various reasons.
is that
but
why
they
your
can't
car is
prove
binging at you
anything.
now? You put it in your radio. It's not because
No.
of the navigation system. It's because you rewired it wrong and it's telling you, please God,
Hey,
there's something wrong.
I rewired it wrong, but I knew exactly what I did after I realized the problem. And that takes skill.
Anyway,
your
yeah. To
question?
move on to the next question here.
You've got 5 minutes.
No, that's fine. So for my question, so mine was about the Mushroom Kingdom,
hmm
and for Mario and them, and I believe that they are bankrupt, like the whole
Yeah.
princess and everything kingdom,
Mm.
because every time you see them, like think of Mario 64 and anywhere, there is nobody anywhere. There's nobody. They can't. Even when the princess gets kidnapped, they have no guards to go and do anything. Instead, they're like, well, the plumber's here, and I'm like, just send him out, have him go and do that. But and they're bankrupt because they spend all their money building these fancy tracks, and they play tennis all day, they play golf all day. What the hell do they do to run a government?
The plumber's also the doctor.
You're not wrong.
When
he
he-
is a doctor. He has
And all his
the
pills-
PhD that he wrote himself.
He just throws pills at
Yeah.
things, and hopefully the patient gets cured before they OD.
All his pills are suppositories.
Oxycodone. Take 4.
The Koopas have their shit together though, because they've got carpenters, they've got
They
guys
do,
with
actually.
saws,
Yeah.
they have more pipe work and more sewer systems and plumbing than any other kingdom in that universe.
Yeah, it's functional.
So like there's the industrialists and then there's like the rich people. who
They actually
play
have a
tennis.
population. Toads are just running around in the Koopa Kingdom because that's where their food is.
I'm really confident the toads in general are just the people who make the drugs for the rich people.
Yeah.
I think that like the Toads just had a normal society, and then they came in there and just were like Ponzi scheme the crap out of it. And they're like, we're gonna run things now, and they're like, okay,
Bowser's like, yeah, I'm not kidnapping the princess. She's in prison for all of the people
All of the
she's
crimes.
killed."
He's the good
committed.
guy.
Yeah.
That's what
I'm
it
just
is.
trying to support my 9 kids.
Oh my
Bowser's-
god, that would be a fantastic flip for a Nintendo game.
Yeah.
It's like Bowser was like right all along. Like
Yeah, Bowser's a
it's
good
true
guy.
though. Mario's been killing his kids for like the past 25 years.
Have you seen Bowser murder anybody?
No.
Just Mario. It's this homicidal maniac has been running rampant over my kingdom.
He threw my child into a lava pit.
How many castles has he blown up? He took it over. Why did he blow it up afterwards? There were fireworks. He was celebrating.
There's just a map, and then there's just like Bowser just like going, oh my god. This is like, then you see the border provinces, just the crumbling infrastructure. They're just like he's killing everybody.
You don't have to imagine it. In
left.
the video games, you show, oh, here's all the destroyed castles where you won. Here are the castles you've got to tear down.
It's like, oh look, there's the dinosaur that befriended him. He just kicked him into a pit.
Yeah. When you start the first Mario, they're not even telling you that you're going to go save a princess. You literally just they're like, run forward, kill everything you see. Oh, look, there's a princess.
And that's totally the thing. Like it puts into a whole new perspective because like Mario's running into that castle, and like the first thing he does, he murders something on the inside when he gets there. So the only reason why that Koopa Kid is throwing those axes and those hammers at Mario is in a last pitch, like desperate of self-defense, so that he doesn't die.
And anytime you run into a Toad, it's either go over that way because he's afraid of this murderous psychopath, or it's, hey, you want to play a game? Just give me some money so they can gamble. I got a slot machine over here. You want to guess which cup which ball the cup is under?
You know,
no.
Mario's the
reverse that.
City of Vice.
I know we're not doing the crossovers right now, but that makes it feel like it's Mario with Kill Bill.
Oh, that would be really good, actually.
Like Mario just like going through, and then you get to the end, and he's a bad guy, but he's not really a bad guy, or maybe, and then then it's just the circle
Probably
of revenge.
definitely a bad guy, but it was entertaining. So that's what Kill Bill is. It's
All the-
entertaining death.
All the boos are just the ghosts of the people that Mario has killed.
I feel like it wouldn't
Not
be
even
so...
not even like real. They're just
Yeah, and they're scared when
Yeah.
he looks at him because like, no, he's back.
And Luigi is afraid because he deserves it.
I feel like it wouldn't be so bad if Mario didn't smell like shit from wandering around in the sewers all day.
he does go through a
That's-
lot of sewers.
yeah,
it's
he
true.
does.
Yeah.
He almost certainly smells like shit.
No one mentions it because he's killed so many people.
Yes.
He's red from the blood of his enemies.
Oh, that's like D&D. I think is that a Pathfinder or D&D where red caps are like little goblins?
Yeah.
That,
They're gnomes
yeah.
that kill people.
And they dip their hats in the blood to make them all red. And the more red the cap, the more people they killed.
All right.
Makes sense.
What do you have, Michael, for your topic?
Well, I had a question regarding some cartoons.
Thank
are
you
you all-
for
yes.
putting the S further out.
Multiples.
You're all aware of the Rugrats and the Wild Thornberrys, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You got one show where the kids are going on adventures and they're wandering through stores and they're sneaking out fences, and another where they're all off like with animals that try to eat them in Wild Thornberrys.
Yeah.
So the question is, which one of those shows has the worst parents? Because the Rugrats are just babies that are like wandering out into the woods, wandering out the street, wandering through France. I think
They're
there was
like, what, 1 or 2 years old a piece?
Yeah, there was an episode where the grandfather just left one of the babies in a car and somebody drove off with it. Like they're constantly leaving these kids, these babies, to wander off on these horrible things. And then
There was an entire movie where they lost the babies, and there was a
Yeah.
manhunt for them out in the woods.
Or is this like a kids next door scenario where they are, but that's not really what's going on?
No, I think it's just literally some
Yeah.
babbling children out in the woods.
This is like, or it's Home Alone.
no, like the
No, this is a repeating problem.
yeah, like
This isn't a
this
one-off.
Is most
This
definitely
is-
a repeat
Child
problem.
Services would say, "Oh, so you lost your children? Has this ever happened before?"
Home
well,
Alone 2.
twice this week.
Repeatedly giving them sharp objects. Because
Well,
they've had
they
they had
gotta
scissors,
learn-
they
they gotta
had
learn
scissors
sometime.
in multiple episodes.
Yeah.
Yes,
no,
but they
they're-
got it. It's for arts and crafts
'Cause at
time.
least-
Small items that they could swallow and choke on.
Arts and crafts time.
At least in Home Alone, they say, "When was the last time this happened?" Well, it seems to happen around Christmas time, so twice. But
So far.
twice so far. But we ran into a future president, so
So that's fine.
That's
That's
fine.
different.
But then you have like
Rugrats.
the wild Thornberrys, where they're just hauling their children out into the middle of some wilderness, and then they constantly are being in the threat of being eaten.
Hey,
I guess
Well,
that's
the wild Thornberrys
Wild-
are different because
They have a
yeah.
bonus child.
well,
They
Thor-
do
found a
have, They
kid.
do have
They
a bonus
did
child.
find a
They
child.
literally kidnapped a child from
They
his
did
culture.
kidnap a
Wait,
child.
they found one kid and made one kid out of a monkey.
Yeah, kind of.
Oh yeah, they did. Well, but
He wears pants, doesn't he?
he does.
Wait, that's
he
a-
wears clothes.
He wears more
But
clothes than the kid
wear-
that they
Yes,
found.
he does.
He
Which
fits
is
the
what,
FCC
which is
requirement.
kind of like the weird aesthetic. The wild Thornberrys had like a weird.
They did kidnap a
Thing
child
going
and
on.
make it their
I
own.
feel like the Thornberrys is endangerment. Well, the Rugrats is neglect.
Yeah.
Or
I would agree.
yeah, I think they're different. But whether I don't think if you brought both to court, I don't think they're going to be like, oh, no, that was fine. That's okay.
No, you got
Both are
you
equally
only-
bad. In
You can only condemn one of them.
Yes.
It's the rules.
I think child endangerment via neglect, especially because they're just so young. Like, I mean, that one girl from the Wild Thornberry, she can talk to alligators and make them not eat her and stuff. But like that's fine. She's old enough to not go and talk to alligators.
But the other one, the Rugrats, they couldn't even walk.
no, they crawl.
Yeah.
But they were also like, how many seasons of that was there?
There was a lot. I think that
12?
show's technically still running now.
I mean, like,
No,
that's some like
like a 3D version.
that's a genetic
They're-
disorder that they're still babies.
yeah.
Like,
Like,
they
But
should be in.
but they had all grown up, and then they got back to babies again.
yeah, they're babies
How
again.
did they rebabied?
They rebabied.
I don't like that term.
I'm not allowed to talk about any of these things. You told me to talk about.
I know what you're thinking.
It's like the Muppets, where they were babies after they were full-grown adults.
It's true.
They got
I was-
famous, and then they were babies.
I was told to stop talking about things like
Okay.
this, and we're talking about.
We're talking about Muppets, Kyle.
Yeah.
What's inappropriate about Muppets?
You know,
Miss
the-
Piggy is a hoe.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. We're not bringing up hypothetical, or we're bringing up hypotheticals, not truths.
Oh,
And she's definitely, she's a hoochie. Like,
He's got a thing for frogs. It's kind of weird
She's
for
got,
a pig.
she's got a
She's-
ton of
Yeah,
problems.
yeah.
no, I miss Muppet Babies. If anything, just for the intro song, the Muppet Babies.
We'll make our dreams
Come
come
true.
true.
I've never heard of
I
it.
don't remember the show at all because it was cartoon, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
No, it was a cartoon, but they
Never heard
always
of
had
this.
the cutaways for the live action where they just had like Godzilla, except we'll superimpose Gonzo on top of Godzilla.
You know, I kind of want to see a Godzilla with Muppets crossover now.
Muppets Take Tokyo.
No, like where Godzilla is a Muppet. And like they have all the big shot. It looks like it's Power Rangers.
Now I'm just imagining Godzilla with the Kermit the Frog arms going, yay!
I'm just trying to think if there is already a movie that's like that. There has to be.
I wouldn't be surprised if they did a joke on it because Muppets Tonight was a fantastic show and they did a lot of weird things.
Muppets Tonight was actually pretty good. I agree.
I thought they brought that back.
No.
I
They
don't
had
know.
reruns.
I don't know if I'd want them to bring it back.
No.
The
Well, they did
was that
bring
the
it back for a
recent
bit.
one where like Kermit the Frog got a new pig girlfriend.
Oh, that's not
He
going to go well.
divorced Piggy?
Yes.
Yeah,
Wait,
were
they're
never
married?
Oh my
No,
God.
they were divorced in the show, and he got a new pig girlfriend, but still was hosting or was still producing Miss Piggy's late night
Oh,
TV
that's
show.
awkward.
So
That's
yeah,
awkward.
really awkward. And eventually, he had to break up with her because she found out that he still had feelings for Piggy.
That's a really deep meta
Yeah,
for
That's
Muppets.
a very
Yes.
deep meta.
Well, the Muppets was always kind of on the border of adult situations.
Kind of, yeah. Yeah.
They didn't really go into the like relationship humor.
Well, I mean,
but
have
it
you
was
seen?
always,
like,
it's not dirty because it's Muppets.
have you ever seen those like interviews of the people who actually did the puppeting for the Muppets? Like,
Yeah.
they're fucking weird. Those guys are weird.
They have their hands stuck up something.
Like, it is just amazing because they have like these narratives that they run through, and I can't remember what it was. It was like a behind the scenes for Sesame Street or something like along those lines. And they just started rambling about the most crazy bullshit I've ever heard of. I was just like, these people run a cartoon for like children and stuff. Like, what's wrong with them? There's just,
Who would ever guess?
Muppet people are strange people is what I'm getting at.
Who would ever
Yeah.
guess that people play with puppets would be weird?
Yeah, Jeff Dunham among one.
Yeah. No, I've heard lots of things about him.
Dunham.
Jeff Dunham. Yeah, I haven't heard that name in a while.
Yeah.
I just saw a tweet about him today, actually.
All right, so we're past the. I think we're at the 30-minute mark. I'm not sure because we hit record and then we just keep going until it sounds like a good starting point. So, all right. So for the next section, actually, John had an idea that we wanted to go into because for episode 1 we did crossovers. For this one, we thought because we want to mix it up. John had the idea of doing hypotheticals, of bringing up a hypothetical situation and what we would do or a choice we would make or something like that, or just even the situation. So that actually sounded a lot of fun, especially since I know that John wouldn't bring that up unless he had a notebook full of questions.
You definitely think about this way too much anyways. So.
Yeah. No, but I loved that idea. And so, and even some of the questions I think we bring up are already kind of hypotheticals. So we're going to go on that. So John, did you have one?
Well, I started off with one.
Yeah, you had your example yesterday, which
one.
was fantastic. But did you have a different one or?
Just off the top of my head right now, if you could have a helper animal, so like a helper monkey or a helper dog, just to do stuff for you, and it could be any animal, what would it be?
Hamster.
A helper hamster.
Yeah, because it rhymes. It sounds good. I like it's like hamburger helper hamster.
So,
but just like without the hamburger, it's
so
just
it'd be
helper
just
hamster.
Get me a cracker, and it would just run into the
Yes,
drawer,
that would
bring
be-
you a cracker.
Can you
That would
imagine
be
how
kinda awesome.
Can you imagine how adorable that would be? You'd be like, "Give me a beer," and he'd be like,
No, it would flip it and then just roll.
I just imagine him just dragging it across the floor very slowly.
It's actually very similar to one that I was going to ask originally. Thankfully, I'm not doing that one. But if I had to pick one, I would probably pick like a polar bear, with the assumption they're not going to eat me.
Well, I mean,
Very
it might piss
big
it
though.
off.
They never
Bears
I
figured
know.
were
out.
actually a really popular pet in Scandinavia until
Yeah.
they figured out, those are eating people, and we're not going to
Yeah,
accept that.
I'm assuming that
It turned out that was a bad.
I'm assuming that it's not going to eat me is the big assumption. But no, that'd be awesome because if somebody were to like say walk in your house and be like sup, and then you just look and you're sitting on the couch with like a beer, and there's a polar bear on the couch with a beer, and you're just watching The Office or something like.
Well, is the polar bear sentient, or do you just make him sit and hold
this
the
is
beer?
a pet.
Mine's sentient.
Yeah, you give it a
Oh.
beer because if you stop giving it a beer, bad things happen.
No, I'm assuming he's not going
requires
to
a
eat me.
lot of beer.
And
Yeah.
I'm going to teach him to sit.
One live seal a day and a beer.
As it chews on your foot. Sit.
I don't need that leg. He's hungry.
He's hungry.
You
Don't
already
feed
had
him.
your dinner. Stop it. Please
No,
stop.
like any animal,
Those are
huh?
Any,
special
any
occasions.
it's a real animal.
No, I want a unicorn.
A real.
Is that
I
we
want a
can do-
helper unicorn.
Well, no, John's the judge on this one. Does a unicorn work?
I didn't say imaginary or not.
I mean, he could
so
just
it's my fault for not
Oh,
doing
right.
the question.
All right, Michael.
Are
you
we
can,
thinking about
you
like
can
an
take
LP
a-
unicorn? Or
no.
I want a
something
magic
else?
unicorn.
So Michael can take
So,
take
he
a
said-
horn and
no,
drill it into the head.
He said unicorn, so it's not derpy.
He did say unicorn.
Oh,
it's not
no,
derpy.
like
Not
yeah,
derpy.
well, unicorns
No,
are better at
no.
like holding things.
It's true.
Unicorns are better at holding. No, now you're assuming some kind of level of magic that
They're
comes with it.
magical creatures.
Magic
So
doesn't
he's
exist.
cheating.
You can put a horn
does
on
when
a
you-
horse, but you can't put magic. You can't alter physics, Michael.
You can
This-
lead a horse to a horn, but you can't lead
he's
drink
talking
magic.
He's talking about a helper animal, and you're like, what if we defy all known physics laws?
Absolutely.
No, not even that. What if I just ignore the question and say something that I wanted to say?
I want a helper unicorn. That's an animal and I want it.
Okay, you can have your helper unicorn, but it only has this left lobe of its brain.
Well, that's sad.
Well, that's
Why
fine.
is it sad now?
Because now it's
sad.
more.
It's
fitting
sad,
for you.
Michael, because I'm saying, what pet do you want? And you're saying, I want to go to Hogwarts.
yeah.
Drink
Okay,
it, silver
You
blood.
could have a
Elongate my
griffin
life.
helper. It'd be awesome.
Be pretty okay.
I'm not changing my
If you leave it too
answer.
open-ended, he's always going to go to horse.
It's true. though.
No,
He will.
it could be like a
No.
like a crappy
no.
unicorn.
He's not always going to go to horse because we asked what vehicle he would use, and he didn't say
That's
Pegasus.
true.
I didn't.
It's true.
Yeah,
I
because
I
that
just want to help her. Unicorn.
he was outside. I think that
Horse
the
isn't a
sun
vehicle.
drains his
Yeah.
powers.
It is a
Yeah.
vehicle.
So, John, did you say what yours was?
I didn't.
Yeah, what was yours?
Octopus. It could do so many things,
It could.
Wait,
and it's smart.
wait.
That's true. It is
I
pretty
know-
smart.
I need to know what these like list of things are.
I can make me a cocktail, and it's just shake, shake, shake. doing this.
Wait,
shit
wait,
right
wait!
now.
I can't
multiple
have my
cocktails.
polar bear drink a beer with me, but yours can make a cocktail.
No, yours can, and my octopus isn't going to drink that.
Okay.
because it's a teaspoon.
As long as my bear can drink beer.
My
Yeah,
alcoholic,
bears like beer.
my alcoholic octopus.
No, you've got to nip that in the bud. Just you don't want to start down that path.
Yeah, I don't want my hamster to be an alcoholic either.
All
It's a
hamsters are
cheap
alcoholic.
habit.
He's
but
drunk and he's cutely doing circles on the carpet.
You'd have to have like a pool or something though.
Yeah,
It's for the cause.
yeah. Just instead of having a dog crate, it's go to your tank.
You just rub his face in it. I don't know
Yeah.
what it is in this situation, but he's bad
Ink.
octopus.
No,
Bad octopus.
If you
Bad.
if you had an octopus, what would its name be?
Got a dirty answer.
Yeah, there's a dirty answer for octopus. Come on.
All right, that's good enough.
Yeah.
Carl
All
the
right.
octopus.
Yes.
Well,
No,
my
my
hypothetical-
manservant Claude.
Yes.
That's from stream yesterday. So.
Lord. Well, my hypothetical was, if you were trapped. Okay, so if you're in the back of a plane, like I'm imagining, like it's a James Bond situation. If you're in the back of a plane, and on one side of the plane you had 100,000 tiny little, like drink umbrellas, like the ones you put in like a mimosa, and on the other side you had one large patio umbrella. Which one would you decide to take down?
How would you hold
To-
100,000 tiny drink?
Well, obviously you
umbrellas?
have like a lot of duct tape or something.
you
can
Spider-Man?
make-
Wait,
Like,
now there's more in there.
You have the method to amass the
You
tiny
can
umbrellas.
I think
We're
What
introducing
would you
magic to the
choose?
question
Wait,
again.
okay.
We just yelled at Michael for this.
so. You
No,
have
I'm still
you
getting
have-
my unicorns.
So you have the tiny umbrellas, but the big umbrella you're saying is like just a standard like umbrella,
Like a
from
patio
a
umbrella.
patio umbrella.
Yeah.
Neither, because none of them are going to do crap. I'm just going to die anyway.
That's not the point. You're
Instead
supposed
of-
to decide.
So instead, I'm going to take all those little umbrellas. I'm going to make myself a margarita. And I'm going to enjoy my moment.
100,000 tiny mimosas.
I'm going to stay on the plane.
Stay on the plane and ride that bitch right down.
I feel like I would also take the tiny umbrellas just because when I hit the ground hard, somebody will just walk up and be like, "Why do you think that would work? That was a horrible idea."
No, you pull a Wile E. Coyote and just take one tiny thing.
Man,
Yeah, there's just an evil villain with a parachute in the back. You can take these, or you can take those. And then he jumps out the
Wait,
back, and then he sees you just going boom,
Wait,
back
there's-
with one tiny little umbrella.
If there's a guy with a parachute, I'm hitting him with the umbrella.
no,
until
he gets out.
the
He gets out of the plane. He's a villain. He gets
he's-
out first.
He sounded very calm. Wait. If he got out, then I just take control of the plane.
Yeah.
No, the plane's crashing. It's broken.
No, it's not crashing until it's hit the ground.
If it's got wings,
it's
you can
crashing.
glide
It's
it.
in a dive.
Yeah, you just aim down and then you correct your glide. This was discovered in the 30s, Kyle. You built your momentum by going down until
Yeah.
you're fast enough that the airfoils actually work and you can glide yourself
This
down.
is a James Bond situation. Physics don't matter.
I don't think I've ever seen a James Bond situation that involved 100,000 tiny umbrellas.
Mimosa umbrellas.
Ah.
Yeah,
So it's
very
breakfast.
different.
His mimosa
the-
is shaken,
it's-
not stirred.
Shaken, mimosa shaken, not stirred. It's one of those things where it's like have you ever tried to even use one of those tiny umbrellas? Like you pop it and you pop it open and then it breaks. And you're like, you ask the bartender, like, can I have a different umbrella?
That's why the bartender does it for you,
Yeah.
because they're
Yeah.
trained in this.
Yes, they're
Trained in
trained.
tiny umbrella, the art of tiny umbrella.
Can you imagine having to extend 1,000 tiny umbrellas while a plane is crashing? It's
Yeah,
madness.
Exactly.
That's my thought, is that
Just
like,
breaking every third.
because one of them is being lazy. The other one is that you're like 1, 2, 3. God damn it. 2, 3, 4.
Four.
And-
Who made these?
And then you open the back door and they all go out.
As soon as the door opens, all the umbrellas just leave.
This is a trolley situation.
yes.
Is you're saving all those tiny umbrellas.
from a
true.
fiery test.
Exactly.
Yeah, so you're a good person, Kyle.
My thought process on this was like, if you were to take all those tiny little umbrellas, like if you were to take one of those big patio umbrellas, I've seen plenty of dumb people jump off roofs with those. Not in real life.
They would not
But-
hold.
No, they
No,
don't. They're not aerodynamically stable. They don't do anything. You hit the ground just as fast as you would if you weren't holding on to
Are
it.
you getting it at Target or Bed Bath and Beyond?
Target?
Oh God, that's not an umbrella.
It
It's a blunt weapon.
It just has vents at the top.
I'm not.
Yes, because if there's one thing you want in a parachute, it's a way for the air to get out.
Well, I mean, you want air inside the parachute, not inside the parachute going through the parachute.
I don't care what it is. There's not a single thing that sold a Target, umbrella or not, that I would want to take when I jumped out of a plane.
Pool noodle.
Ooh, that would be fun.
If you're gonna have to enjoy your last moments, just
Michael, everyone's sitting in the back of the plane, and we're just trying to figure out how we're gonna live. It's like all we got is this freaking floating pool noodle, and then we're all like, okay, how are we gonna get it? The controls are busting. You go, wee! And this Michael's going out from the back of the plane with the pool noodle and the floaty.
I want to see Kyle. I want to see him with that, where he takes he's like, I got this, and he MacGyvers, and he splits like the 2 pool noodles in the top of the umbrella. He's like, if I spin this really fast,
just gonna whip the pool noodle around.
Yeah, it's like I'll be
right out the door.
I won't be a helicopter. Anyway, that went a lot of direction I didn't expect. All right. So my hypothetical was if the Matrix was real, so if we're all in the Matrix and you could have a skill downloaded to your brain, so not a superpower, but something that is of a real thing that you could have downloaded to your brain to just be the expert or the absolute best at that one thing, what would it be?
Really nice steak.
To make a really nice steak?
No, just like that one guy in the original movie. I'm going to sell everything. I'm going to sell out humanity. I want steak. And it would just be steak.
It wasn't
I want a steak.
Well, no, we're not talking about...
It was kind of the steak.
I'm not talking about the Matrix. You're going down the life or death. I'm talking about if there was a skill that you could download to your brain to be great at.
So not being able to jump off buildings and...
No superpower. That's a superpower. It's still within the realm of reality.
So he was able to fly.
So oh my God.
Well, he didn't download flying.
So if I was to download anything, it would be the ability to learn any language and speak it fluently.
I was going to say that too. Because
we think alike though on this topic though.
Because that would be amazing.
Yeah.
Because just going into restaurants that where they speak the language, just to hear them track trash.
Oh, I was going to say I can travel. I could literally just make my job being incredibly fluent in all languages.
You can make a lot of money.
You can make a lot of money by doing.
He's
that.
You're talking about money. I'm talking about messing with people.
Yeah.
Both are fun. But no, I think knowing any language in the world, I think would be fantastic for being able to understand anything. Watching anime without subtitles
would be nice.
That is definitely.
Well, you can do that if you
things.
just watch the dub.
No.
Dub.
We're muting you.
That's not the same. Thank you.
No.
Thank you. He's dumb. Keep him muted.
Okay. What would you do? What would you want, Michael?
The best ability ever. I would want to be the ultimate crocheter.
Crochet?
Ultimate
crocheting. Yeah.
That's not a crocheter. Is not crochet.
I crochet the crochet.
Crochet. Do you believe in life after knitting?
Is he using real words?
I will make up any word I want, but I'm gonna make amazing coasters. I'm gonna make sweaters. I'm gonna make subpar plush toys. It's gonna be.
No, you're the best
amazing.
at this.
So many cozies.
Well, no, yeah, but there's no such thing as a crocheted plush that is.
I have one in my closet.
I have one too, and it's fine.
And you said it doesn't exist.
I know it exists. They're just
He's
fine.
saying good ones don't exist.
But you could be
good ones don't exist.
You can make good ones.
You can make not if you're crocheting.
But if you were the best crocheter in the world, you could weave your crochet into such a tight knit that you could literally be indistinguishable from silk.
They did it for the Apollo missions. They brought in people that were good at knitting and crocheting to actually build the circuitry.
Mm-hmm.
They were actually basically for the precision to build each individual bit.
But that was because the chips use actual crossboard copper and gold wiring.
But if he was stupid good at it, he could just who knows.
Man, all I want to do is make a cool scarf.
You can do that now.
We're talking about.
I can't. I've never crocheted in my life.
It's really not hard.
You go to Target and you buy one.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're done.
It's good. Maybe I'm already the ultimate.
You are.
You are the ultimate.
I am the ultimate. There you go.
Okay.
I am the ultimate.
I am the ultimate.
Okay, John.
Did you say anything?
Are you going to stay with cooking steak? or
No, not cooking steak, just eating.
but
Oh.
you can't
Well,
download
he said no superpowers, and I'm upset about that.
Well, because then it would be not Matrix. You could just be whatever. But
So you're saying I can't like possess people, and I can't fly, and I can't
if you wanted to have
teleport through phone lines.
well, if you can read a book about it and figure it out.
You
it's
said the
fine.
Matrix, and then you're just like, I want to be the Matrix.
I would have answered.
No, he wants a steak. Apparently,
The steak.
apparently the man
He
just wants
wants
a
a
steak.
Matrix steak.
I was
Apparently, the best steak known to man is the Matrix steak.
Hey, they
If you're
ones-
willing to
The
sell
ones
out your
and zeros are so delicious.
if you're willing to sell out your species for the steak, that's a damn
Well,
good
we
steak.
didn't have to sell out a species. The species was already being eaten.
but the program controls every single bit of every single cell on your tongue.
So it's the perfect steak.
Well, it doesn't have to be a steak. They can just say you're eating steak right now, and you'd be like, oh, it'd be like,
It's
oh
true.
my
You could be eating air and you'd be tasting steak.
Yeah,
he's
you just be
he's
steak.
eating nothing. It's the Matrix.
Yeah.
You're not eating it, but what's the difference?
But it's better than the stupid oatmeal.
But you're in the
delicious.
That oatmeal can go to hell. What are you
yes,
talking
it
about?
can go to hell.
I like oatmeal.
Not
Compared to a
not
steak?
anti-Matrix
I'm not gonna
oatmeal.
want to eat like a steak for breakfast.
Anti-Matrix oatmeal is not tasty.
So you want to eat snot oatmeal?
Oatmeal with a little brown sugar on top of it.
There's no brown sugar outside of the Matrix.
No.
and it's
definitely
not
not
real
anymore.
oatmeal.
Anyways, John, we got kind of on steaks. What do you want for your like knowledge thing?
He said it already. He said steaks.
Kung Fu.
Okay.
That's what the movie did.
Yeah.
I would have.
It would be pretty cool. Like, wait, kung
All
fu.
martial
Like,
artists.
Kung Fu, the super reflexes, just being able to like catch things as they fall to the ground, like never being able to spill a beer.
okay, but do know that like that requires the training of the body, and they can't download that. So
yes, they can.
It would be like an
That's
immediate
what they're
like.
doing.
I want to see like you just go
Awareness.
shoof, and you grab it, and you're like, I pulled 3 muscles.
All
Yeah.
they're downloading not just I know how to catch it, but if you watch kung fu movies, you know, oh, this is the block that I'm gonna move.
You're right,
They were
though.
doing the reflexes. If I drop a beer and I'm able to catch that without spilling anything, that is an awesome power.
It's like that one.
Wait, I know why you want this
doesn't-
now.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
I don't want to spill a beer ever again.
It's like that one scene
I
in the
never want to drop food again. If my steak is falling, I want to be able to grab that plate. My steak is saved.
It's like
it
that
comes
one-
back to steak.
There's that one scene in the Spider-Man movies from like 2013 where they actually had him catch all the food in the tray.
Yeah.
And they did that for like 100 and something takes.
Yeah.
Like they literally threw food in the air and had him catch it.
But
I
all
wanted-
of it was technically stringed on to help him out.
But he caught it.
Yeah.
But he actually did do a take where he caught it all. So they assisted
Yes.
him. Assist or not, though.
It's amazing.
Nuts.
I want to do that. I want to
yeah.
do like the ball and cup thing just every time.
It was the same thing
Yeah,
as
that would be
in
amazing.
Yeah.
Aliens 2 or whatever, when that like chick is like super powered and she throws the basketball over the back of her head.
Mm-hmm.
That one shot, she made it. And it wasn't fake. She legitimately made it and was going to be one of the last takes. And they immediately cut the film afterwards because one of the actors that was behind there turned around and goes, it was like, what the fuck? Like, because he was like, no way, she just made that. And
Yeah.
so they had to cut it right there because the one she made it, he messed up on it.
Yep.
I would have.
Ron
Lost
Perlman,
his
I think it
composure,
was.
yeah.
I would have picked how to talk to girls, but that's a superpower. That
Oh, yeah,
doesn't
that is.
exist.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
Women
You
are
can-
an
Yeah.
enigma.
Yeah, there's no way you can't read that from a book.
No.
You download it, it's just gonna make it
No,
worse.
no knowledge in the universe will make you understand a woman.
Yeah, the more you know, the worse it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, we yelled at you for your unicorn using magic. If you had said, "Oh, this unicorn will help me pick up women," no, no.
Now I'm imagining.
We're talking magic powers now.
Now I'm thinking Centaur Land, like having one of those guys help you try to pick up chicks.
Yeah, that would work.
Yeah, they,
Sure.
they shoot,
Maybe.
they
They're pretty
shoot
hot.
little chicks. From
They
there.
steal
They're
them.
What?
Anyway,
Oh,
No, it's
in there.
back.
it's back. Tap it.
I think I know what's
yours.
causing it. Don't touch it. Anyway,
It's yours though.
It's
I think.
gone now.
What's
No, it's gone now.
What is
So
the next
it's-
piece?
it's-
What was that?
no, it's gone. Oh, actually, maybe. Well, we'll
I think
see.
it was on your side though.
Whatever, I can get rid of it. So, anyways, that was my question. So, what is yours?
Oh, I came up with my question
Your
on the ride
hypothetical.
home.
Hypothetical.
My hypothetical on the ride home from the brewery yesterday while I was still pretty tipsy. I thought of the two most iconic cyborgs in all of sci-fi history, and that my hypothetical is: what if Darth Vader from Star Wars and Inspector Gadget were to battle one another,
Not
who would win?
RoboCop?
Not RoboCop.
No, not RoboCop. Inspector Gadget.
Inspector Gadget.
What was the difference?
Inspector Gadget's cool.
What is he?
Not cool.
Is he iconic though?
Inspector Gadget?
Well, wait,
sure.
Doesn't know Inspector
For,
Gadget.
for
One of
our
them
age,
has
sure.
technology.
Yeah.
One of
Yeah.
so one is a cyborg.
Yeah, they're both
The other's
cyborgs.
Yeah, they're both cyborgs, but one of them is a cyborg with like superpowers.
Well, he's a cyborg with superpowers, but he has far less in his repertoire of like what he can call upon to defeat his enemies. Like Inspector Gadget can be like go flamethrower, and all of a sudden he's like reenacting Vietnam.
I know, but Darth Vader can just be like and like shock people.
Yeah, but then he's gonna just get go
Darth
Gadget
Vader doesn't-
anti-shock.
He doesn't have to say what he's doing
Darth
either.
Vader does not have Force lightning. Excuse yourself.
No.
Well, he has dark powers.
He has a lightsaber.
He's
Just
good
because
with
he
a
hasn't done it
lightsaber.
doesn't mean he can't do it.
Nope.
Like-
He's a Sith. He does
Wait.
not have Force lightning.
Which one of them can fly?
Wait, where did you hear this?
Vader.
It's Vader.
He's
Wait.
got a spaceship.
He can't. Yeah, but he has to get in the spaceship.
If you're talking about like
Inspector Gadget just-
extended universe, sure. But then you're a nerd and your opinion doesn't matter.
What do you mean extended universe? In the
In
movies,
the books.
he's got a
In the
spaceship.
books. No, I'm saying in the books. Like if he's Force lightning. in the
I don't know
books.
what he has in the books. I haven't
Exactly.
read 'em.
Nobody cares because you're a nerd.
I thought they like retconned all of them.
Yeah, they did actually.
Maybe.
They retconned the entire series.
Look, I mean, between the two, my opinion, Inspector Gadget all day. Inspector Gadget would kick Darth Vader's behind.
Well,
No,
Inspector Gadget
like-
couldn't even kill a mortal man with a hook for an
He's
hand.
not trying to kill people. He's a good guy.
Well, is that going to defeat Vader? Because Vader will
Yeah.
kill his ass.
He's gonna.
No, he would like go Gadget Sith capture device, and then it would
Wait,
just be like,
why was that installed?
No,
He has
no.
it.
He's not magic.
No,
He has
he's
tools.
not-
Not magic, but he has tools like Batman has tools.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't have Sith repellent.
No. Although Sith
don't know.
repellent would definitely be a boon to the
Yeah.
Jedi. I'm not sure why they didn't get that.
It's like we're back to
Shady.
signs again.
No, just the can of Sith repellent. Just
The little spray
We
bottle.
got Vader again.
The Sith are always like really wrinkly. So if you like got some like
Exfoliant.
yeah, like some exfoliating cream, then you spray it in their general direction. They go.
I want to see like Vader's like a black cat, and you just like spray him with the bottle.
No, it's like the signs aliens.
Yeah, it's the
just
sand.
Yeah.
no off the couch.
bad Vader.
That is one of those
Yeah.
things that definitely needed to be in like the video game series. Knights of the Old Republic, where you could be a Sith. They just needed to have like an entire scene in those games where they're like, you can't get near it because you're too evil, and it's just like a tiny little bit of like there's like a lotion on the counter, and like you can't pick up the lotion because you're evil.
No.
I think they need to just do a remake of Star Wars where they're all animals and just have Vader be the black cat.
Well, I mean, Disney has already made everything else in their repertoire into
No.
an awful, like, real life version of it. So I'm not Star Wars
Wait.
animals.
Well,
Argo, are you advocating for furry Star Wars?
well, if
Oh,
we're talking
no.
about Disney,
They had
Disney's,
Ewoks.
Oh no!
Yeah, they did.
Disney's the reason furries
Sex
exist. So
pests.
Yeah, they are.
yeah, we all know this.
So you're thinking Inspector Gadget?
I
was
think
thinking-
Inspector Gadget just because he can basically call up a fire hose, he can fly. He's got like go Gadget like
Does-
smoke bombs and tasers.
Does he
and-
still breathe oxygen?
I don't know. He's a cyborg.
doesn't
I
have a
assume
neck.
He does.
Well, he has
Okay.
a neck that you can't really choke because it like
It's metal.
goes
I
everywhere.
He can't shoot his head.
he breathes air.
Because like
I don't
Vader
think
could
he
just be
needs
like.
to.
You couldn't
Well,
choke out Inspector Gadget,
you
but you
couldn't.
could easily stab
Well, I'm
him through
pretty
the
sure.
eye with a lightsaber.
Yeah, but
you
would
think-
it kill him?
We saw
He
Yoda.
has a human brain. He needs oxygen in some form.
Like
I think.
Yoda could hold up a whole building. I'm pretty sure Vader could just collapse his air canal.
Michael,
No,
Like
Michael, I
completely,
would
or metal or not.
argue with
His
the premise:
neck
if he
extends.
doesn't have a brain that you can stab, then he's not a cyborg,
well, no.
and then you've got to go to RoboCop.
he's got a brain you can stab, sure, but it's got a helicopter stuck in it. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
know where
it
that
just-
comes
Actually,
from.
it does have a helicopter.
So
stuck
does
in
he
it,
have a
yeah.
brain?
Somewhere.
Is he a cyborg? I think he's a robot.
It
Maybe
might be
it's-
in his ass.
He's a synth.
Maybe in his ass.
Maybe it's pool noodles and they're just rolled up in there.
I think
Oh,
he's a synth.
no.
He's a synth.
We turned your
Sure.
gray matter into a tube.
It's like
More
your brain-
efficient this way.
So yeah, I'm gonna vote Vader on that.
Oh, I
What,
still gotta
Kyle?
go with Inspector Gadget.
Doing
I
all
would agree.
Vader.
Vader.
Yeah, that's what I
Vader.
thought.
You all hate the
One
You're
vote
wrong.
Michael, all other votes everybody else in the world.
wow.
Except for, well, maybe you can get Inspector Gadget's vote. Or did he have like a love interest?
He did. He had a wife or something. Which
No, he had a
died.
niece.
He had a niece.
Niece.
Okay,
He
yeah,
had
that's
a
what I-
niece and a dog.
was-
He did not have a love interest.
Oh, that makes
Didn't
sense.
he though?
So he's
Well, I imagine they replaced everything. So
They didn't replace
Be
that
rough.
because it was a children's show. They just removed it.
it's smooth. He's like a Ken doll.
Whoa,
He's-
step
he's wind
bro.
chimes.
Step uncle.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Just means
Wait a
he
minute.
has nothing.
Uncle.
That just makes him. That puts him even higher on my list. Because if he's smooth down there, then he's got nothing to live for, and he's just gonna go crazy.
Wait a minute. I completely lost
He's
track
like a
of the
Ken doll.
conversation.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. Well, Inspector Gadget.
Yeah.
We established.
I think that's Argo's sign to move on.
I forgot those buttons were a thing for a while there. So, yeah. So okay. So that's the end of our hypotheticals. Anyway, so the next part we have here is the questions from the audience. So I asked in the supporters chat. So anybody that's a patron or a Twitch sub.
thank you to all of you.
Yes,
Yes.
if they have questions, and it always starts a little slow, but then oh my god, I always get like 4 times more
Wait,
than.
how many of these are from Michael?
No, actually,
them.
Michael was smart and didn't say anything because he knew the wrath that would have brought
I
down on
wanted
him.
to.
He knew he had to save them for
You need,
actually
you
in
need to
this
make a
chat.
new account and then ask a question if
Yeah.
you haven't already
Yes.
done that.
Yeah, but Michael would probably just make his name not Michael because he's not very creative.
It's Michael.
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 Yes, I bike.
It's Michael.
Oh, you brought drinks.
Oh yeah, you wanted another drink. All right.
Yeah.
So the now Michael's making me do busy things. So the first question that came up here was was actually specific to me, but why are you named Argo Damon? And so actually, I thought this would be neat to instead expand the question into the question in regards to how anybody came up with the current name that they're using. So I will reintroduce yourselves with real names. All of ours kind of have a screen name of some sort. But because it was asked to me specifically, I'll start out here. So the Argo name came as a mishmash from Oblivion. I think this was like almost 20 years ago. Whenever Oblivion came out on 360, the Xbox 360, and it was from the Argonian race, which was the one I was playing at the time, and the daemons that were there. I was trying to come up with a name that didn't have numbers in it because I hate numbers in like usernames. I wanted something unique, and that was what I came up with. And it's just kind of stuck. It's not as emo as other things I've came up with, but yeah.
Mountain God.
No, there was plenty before, but it's been about like 20 years now.
Oh,
That I've been using it. Whenever it was just about the 360 days. So yeah, that's the story behind that. It's not too interesting or anything. It's just kind of I don't like numbers, so I went with that. But just to go for me then around.
No,
Michael.
so I'm next. Essentially, when I was,
So you have Teo Nail, right?
it's Teo now, but most people just call me Teo. And the reason for that is initially my internet name for StarCraft is where I first used it was Toenail. But then when I went to play World of Warcraft back in the day, that name was taken. So I had to come up with something similar, but not Toenail. So I came up with the name Teonail. And what ended up happening is a lot of the people I played the games with just shortened it to Teo. So I kind of like the sound of that more. So in most places, I just call myself Teo now.
Sounds exotic.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, like in Gunfire Reborn.
Yeah, there's actually a character called Teo, which is funny because it's a little bunny girl.
Yep.
Oh, I'll share things with bunny girls. That's fine.
So John, you go under gig or a
Yes.
gig. I don't know what's silent in that. Is GIGH?
Yes, GIGH, which is a shortened form of guy, or no, it's a longer form of guy.
Yes.
But-
One more letter.
Yes. But like my online name is generally Pedestal Guy.
With the GUY version.
GUY and GIGH is just, yeah, it's guy, but it's weird spelling. It's edgy. And yeah.
But where did pedestal guy come then?
Well, it came from, I think it was middle school where we were just doing like, not D&D, but like weird RPGs without dice on the playground just because we were bored and nerds. And we were in a mission, and it's, oh, you've got this shining object on a pedestal, and this is the end of the mission, and it's, I take the pedestal. You don't,
I take the pedestal.
but
Pretty.
it's, you don't take the thing on it? No, that thing's trapped. I take the pedestal it's sitting on.
You definitely sound like somebody who played D&D
yeah,
like that.
yeah.
Like every single time I what we did the
Your
D&D 3.
DM's nightmare.
Yeah, I DM for you 3 times, and each time it was gold.
Every
Every
time.
time.
Yes.
We have our inside joke is John gets lost, and it
In
was
the
because
woods.
of D&D.
Yeah.
And in reality, actually.
And the reality is true.
Yeah, I remember we were in my neighborhood, and I was taking you all to
Yes.
a restaurant in my neighborhood.
You got lost.
Yeah, and I think Michael was in the car with me, and I got lost on the way to the restaurant. I was telling everyone else, "No, you got to go to this."
We arrived there and we're like, "Where's John?"
No. I even remember we went bowling once, and the other car made it back to my house before I did.
Your sense of direction is something else.
Mm-hmm.
I got there. I found my house.
So it's been a running joke with us. There's lots of stories
Yeah,
with that. But
lots of
Kyle, then what is your name? You
So
got
I
Sonder?
mean, so the whole thing about it is that since Kyle as a phonetic is a very easy thing to say and a very easy thing to remember, and it's also my real name, so it's kind of hard to get away from it because even to this day, I've had a number of different screen names. Sonder. I have Gabian for my Gabian's my preferred one actually. That's for my Arma group and all those guys that I know overseas and everything like that. But yeah, Kyle is just super easy to remember. It's very easy phonetically.
It's super easy to
It's
remember.
Kyle. All the things you remember for your names are like Argo, like Teo. And it's the things that the human brain remembers the easiest are the two phonetically
Syllables.
the syllables within
Kyle is one syllable.
Kyle. So it's even easier to remember. So I don't know. I've been running all my life trying to get away from my name.
Well, yeah, but no. In terms of online screen names, you've used Sonder.
I use Sonder. I've used Sonder because actually it's a made up. It's technically a made up word. I don't think it's actually in the dictionary.
No, I know what it was before you even mentioned it.
Yeah, but I don't think it's actually in the actual dictionary made by Merriam-Webster. But it's a term relating to the fact of you realizing that you are but a small speck in the grandeur of everything, and that in someone else's life you are but a window dressing to their daily life.
Everybody else's life is as equally complex as your own.
Exactly. And the Sonder is the feeling of the realization that you are that car passing by in that quarter of a second in someone else's transit from one place to another, or you are that one person sitting at a coffee table looking out the window as somebody who is living their life walks by. It's a realization that the world is a lot more complex than you ever really think and ever thought about.
Don't be an ass because every choice you make impacts somebody, and to keep them in mind because they are just equally as important to the universe as you are.
It's a meaning to always think deeper than your personal self, to think always about everyone else at the same time.
I know I'm gonna forget who you are as soon as you leave.
Well, it's because you're an alcoholic.
As long as you know who to write the check for rent on, you're
yeah,
fine.
it's because you're an alcoholic. That's different.
So that question was asked by Flutterkind. Again, he asked just for my name, but I thought it'd be fun to get it from everybody.
Thank you.
So Alex asks, favorite holiday, or favorite holiday, and why is it not Halloween?
It is Halloween.
It is.
That is it. It depends. Like the one problem with Minnesota, where we are located, is that Halloween is generally cold. So you're going to be looking at like 50s. Back when it was, I was in my like late teens, early 20s. It was when we had our like heat wave going through here, and so it was like 70s. It was perfect weather for that at night.
Here's a callback for you, Argo. You remember the Halloween blizzard?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So that year, I was, really young. And the costume that my mom made for me was a panda costume. So it was all like, here's a full body fur, just really warm. I'd be
So you don't
boiling
have to
any
be-
other day. And then I go out in a blizzard and it's Hey, why is everyone turning around?
Yeah.
I'm wearing a snowsuit. This is great.
How old were you?
Like,
You had to be young.
yeah, 5?
Yeah.
6?
And to put that in context, so in Minnesota we had they call it the Halloween blizzard because it was back in the 90s, probably early 90s.
Yeah, early
97?
90s.
Yeah, it was.
No, it was like
it earlier than that?
95,
I think it was 94,
93.
something like that. Yeah.
Well, I was born 93, and I remember
Then
snow
yeah,
on
that
Halloween.
would be 90.
Yeah, we ended
It
up.
must have been 3 or later.
So imagine being a small
3 or
kid
later.
and you're like, yeah, I'm gonna go for Halloween, and you get your like full outfit, and then it was like multiple feet of snow on Halloween.
Yeah.
It made it impossible. Like it was literally past the window line. It was impossible to go
We
out.
walked across the street, knocked on the door, got candy, and then my parents said,
Turned
"Yeah,
around and walked
Halloween
back."
is over." And I said,
We're going
"Why? It's so warm."
Well, speaking of like holiday stories, I don't know if schools around here did it, but Arbor Day. Did your schools give you trees to plant?
Yes, every single year, and the deer ate that goddamn tree every single year.
I hate the earth.
But no,
those deer. No, it was a maple, an apple, a pine, literally any tree. The deer ate it because they're assholes.
well, I just remember going out, my sister and me planting the trees and being all happy and hoping they'd grow and stuff. And then my dad would just come with the lawnmower
Lawnmower, just kill them.
every
Okay.
time.
I would have to say yes.
awful.
The deer and then the dad with the lawnmower were the 2 killers of trees in our family as well. That was just how it was. That poor little pine tree didn't know
So,
what to have with
is
it.
it Halloween for all of us?
No, I like
I think my dad killed that tree on purpose.
I
He didn't
like-
want a pine tree in his yard.
I like Halloween. I think, and if he's saying I can't choose Halloween, I'm at least going to say why I think Halloween is great is because there's just
Cider fest.
Christmas has stress. Christmas has this thing of like you get to buy gifts for people, and then it's everybody getting together, and you get time off. And what do I do with this time off? Halloween is this time where like there's no time off. It's always on the weekend, and it's just a bunch of stuff going around where the whole intent is just to have stupid fun. Go on a hayride.
and slutty costumes.
Well, yeah, there's that too. Going through the
That's
Halloween,
later in life, though.
like going through the Halloween.
Yes, but that's now in life.
I mean, yeah.
you don't go to Halloween, do you?
Well,
No, but there
No,
is
but-
still slutty costumes.
But like going
Those are
somewhere.
children is slutty? No, God.
I'm sorry,
No.
that was bad.
Bad Kyle. Wait. Well, no,
Yeah.
that's not the one. No, that.
No, no.
There we go.
There we go.
Uh,
No, I think in general Halloween is. I think
Well, Halloween is
the best
you,
one.
you get some random stuff. You can go to like these
you
events
always
that are
remember
going on.
Halloween.
You know, the whole point of the event is just to have fun. And so I do like that, and also to be not yourself for a little bit. Like one of my old neighbor, the neighbor to one of my parents. There's a small kid, and he wanted to be a trash bin. Because he, for some reason or another, he had this thing for the trash guys. So it was like for what's it called?
He likes big trucks, and that's a big truck.
Yeah,
I like that
yeah.
big truck.
What,
Oh,
for
okay,
waste
yeah, that's
management.
different than what I
He liked waste management, and so like they made this actually really really fancy outfit that he looked like a recycle bin that to go on the street, and he is enthralled by it, and so like it's just somebody that can be like, you know, I want to be a trash bin for Halloween, and you can be. And nobody, when you're walking around as a trash bin on the street, is going to point at you and go like, "Why is that kid doing that?" No, they're going to be like, "That's cute." And so it's a fun
Yeah.
day to just do anything you
When
want.
you're a kid and you say, "I want to be a fire truck," and then your parents say, "Okay,
That's
today
the best
you
day
can
of
be a
your
fire
life.
truck."
Yeah.
That's the best day of your
and
life.
even if
Any
you're-
stupid child dream can come true.
And even if you don't have money, like you just get a red hat and you just can pretend when you're a kid. So it was nice for that. I actually have one funny story where one of my old friends, he thought for the day, he goes, "What I'm going to do is I'm going to put the recycle bin out on the driveway, and I'm going to sit in it with the candy.
No.
Uh-oh.
And I'm going to wait till a kid
Okay,
walks
on
by."
Halloween. That
Yep,
makes it
and-
better.
Yeah.
That's a great big
Just waiting for the recycling.
Trash day.
He's been doing this for 40 years.
And that was the day they turned over to automated recycling bin retrieval.
So he sits on the top of the driveway in a place that you normally wouldn't put a trash bin, and he goes and sits in there, and he's like, "I'm gonna like if some kids walk by, I'm gonna jump out and be like, ah," and they give him the candy. Well, what he didn't realize is that kids are assholes.
Yes.
And so like, it didn't take very long for somebody to know that obviously because they were walking up that he was in the trash bin because there's so many kids around. So they just walk by and they just knock him over and they run. And it was just like, what did you you're on the middle of a street.
Well, there's that joke about the first guy to put on a mascot costume, and they were thinking, aren't you going to scare kids? No, they'll love it. And you, child, what are your first thoughts on seeing this guy in a weird tiger outfit? I want to hug him, and I want to punch him in the nuts. And that's a child.
Forever the mascot.
I still remember being back when Mall of America was Camp Snoopy. I was terrified of that stupid mascot.
Oh yeah,
The Snoopy mascot?
Snoopy was
Any
creepy
mascot.
as fuck.
The guy in the Snoopy costume was awful, but the Snoopy in the inner tube was amazing.
Yes.
I never went in it, but just seeing, here's a giant Snoopy sitting in an inner tube. It's a bounce castle. Yay!
great. Nobody likes the Peanuts. It's the best comic.
Oh, it's the first comic is an amazing comic. It's just two kids looking at Charlie Brown, and here comes good old Charlie Brown. Hey, Charlie Brown, there goes good old Charlie Brown. How I hate him.
It's not funny. It's real. All right. So we covered that one by all of us picking one he didn't want us to pick.
Yes.
But it probably because
It's because
everybody says Halloween because Halloween is awesome.
Yep.
Yes.
Anyway, so Warhorse asked the question, and this is definitely a bait question.
Yes.
What are all the reasons Derpy is not best pony?
I already told him not all questions are valid. Further down the line.
So we're just calling that one void?
Yeah, because that's an impossible question.
No, it's because they can't decide on a voice. She's just kind of
about?
she started out as an error in the
The,
background.
the first time Derpy spoke was the only time Derpy was Derpy.
Mm-hmm. And then after that, she sucked.
After that, it's done. That's after that.
And this is in regards
Dead
to
horse.
My Little Pony stuff,
yeah.
Brony stuff. So, but the next question actually does follow up from Social Ghost and does ask another kind of LLP question. Favorite season of Friendship is Magic MLP?
Oh,
That is a tough question because
I haven't watched like any of them.
if I were to say like any number, I wouldn't remember what was in it. But if I had to just pick a season, I would just in general, I would probably pick the one that was there at the time that I started because that was the one that was drawn in. So I'd say season 2.
I'd say season 2.
Yeah, because that's to me that was when the most amount of people joined in, and that was before a lot of the controversies started kicking in, and not reasonable controversies. They were stupid and no reason for them. But that was the time where things were everything was just pleasant, and
I
without
agree.
that stuff.
I have the problem because
I like the changelings, so.
Yeah, and they
got
had
a good storyline.
Oh
introduced
yeah,
in season 2.
they were.
For a cartoon, it was really good.
I have the problem because Best Pony didn't exist, or Best Pony for me didn't exist in the earlier seasons.
Yeah, but you can. I mean, that's fine.
It's like, the focal point of the show didn't exist, but it was still a good season.
Mine always existed. Mine existed when everyone else was
There was
dead.
a lot of good seasons. To say season 2 was the best season, set like other seasons.
I'm going to kind of rapid fire some of these because we have 10 minutes left in our. About 15 minutes left in our time. But there's a lot of questions. I put a muffin on the ones I wanted to answer, but I think I can cover more. So Nullen asks, and I think this is a partial continuation of a question he asked for episode 1, is what's a good excuse you can use on how the dead body ended up in the freezer?
Oh,
I'm saving it for later.
Yeah.
I mean, really, don't waste it.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
So how do you use the dead body that ended up in the freezer? Well, it really, in a freezer, you need some kind of a built-up amount of ice to help keep everything cold.
Yeah.
There you go. It's just
an ice pack.
You have them hug your ice cream.
Yeah.
Well, you gotta have
It's an
some
ice
way to
pack.
keep Grandma fresh because she said she wanted to go to your wedding, and that's probably not for another 10 years.
No, I saw the movie Swiss Army Man, and I was inspired, and I haven't gotten around to it, but I will. Someday I'm going to reenact Swiss Army Man.
I mean, at some point, the FBI is going to come looking for their agent. So
I was thinking Idiocracy because I don't know what you're talking about. It's the only one I can think of.
Swiss Army Man?
No, I haven't seen Swiss Army Man.
Idiocracy, yeah, I can see that one.
Yeah, that was the guy that was frozen. He's going to come back to Buttfuckers,
The
which was the best
At
joke
some
in that
point.
movie.
The real problem is fitting Grandma in the microwave and setting it to defrost right before the wedding.
Yeah,
Oh, you do it in
get
pieces.
some of the edges get a little too cooked.
No, you
We
do it-
don't have the money for liquid nitrogen. I mean, we're spending how much money on this asshole? He asked for this.
Bags of
I'm
ice.
doing him a favor.
Bags of ice from McDonald's or Walmart or
Yeah.
something.
You do grandma in pieces. You start with the arm and then you go down the
Yeah.
legs. So, point of view. What went in Fluttershy's shed?
What went?
The toaster cozies.
All these are pony questions.
For now.
Well, these people like horses.
It's true. They do.
Decorative toaster cozies.
No, we don't talk about that.
Well, it's
Oh.
what's in your freezer.
My freezer?
What is
What
this
it-
related to the question?
You came right after it, so maybe. I mean, it's
Uh,
probably the guy's like, haha. I'm gonna
My
go with
f-
that.
So my freezer has liquor, pierogies, peas, and chicken.
A bunch of meat.
You eat a lot of pierogies.
Multiple animals worth of meat.
If I run out of pierogies, I buy more pierogies.
You do like pierogies. Pierogies are good.
Pierogies are good.
Pierogies are
Everyone
good.
likes pierogies.
I don't think I've actually.
Yeah, I've never
one.
had one.
It's potatoes, butter, and
Yeah.
noodle.
Well, then why
Why
don't
would
you
you
just
put-
buy
you-
potatoes?
bring
It's a-
noodle?
You brought pierogies on our Broadway trip?
No,
No.
I brought
No.
I brought.
That sounds-
steam
That sounds like a
buns.
very John thing that you can only bring limited supply up to a camping trip.
No.
And he brings
Hey,
pierogi.
no. I
he
didn't
brought
br-
pot stickers. They
I
were great.
no, not pot stickers. I bought steam buns.
Oh my! Actually, you're right. there
Okay,
were
that's-
some
that-
pot stickers.
It's worse.
Was that the next level up?
Those steam buns were really
yes,
good,
they
though.
were amazing
They were
steam
really
They were
Steam
frozen
buns.
steam buns?
They were.
Not- they started out that way.
We definitely did. We ate them at the point where we're like, maybe we'll get food poisoning, but if we do, then it'll be mild steam food
yes,
poisoning.
yes.
Day 4.
All right. Next question then. Null and Void asks, what's the best hot dog condiment? Wrong answers only. Which means I'm going to say
Ooh.
you have to pick something that's at least a food.
Cheese whiz.
Well, the right answer is replacing it with a bratwurst.
Well,
But-
that's
but
not a
a
condiment. You're
worst?
He said wrong answers only, so
Wrong
that's a
answers
wrong
only.
answer.
You put the bratwurst on top of the hot dog, and then you just
I
push
also-
the hot dog out.
I'll say I'll be lame and I'll say gypsum because you can technically eat gypsum.
What's
you,
a gypsum?
You can eat
Plaster.
A what?
Plaster.
Plaster.
The rock.
Um,
You can eat gypsum.
Yeah,
It's a rock.
I'm going to
Yeah.
say watermelon.
Well, that's because you just hate
That's,
watermelon.
Yeah, it's because you don't like watermelon.
I do. Well, okay, but would you eat watermelon on a hot dog?
Yes,
I would
despite
eat-
you.
I would eat,
Fuck you.
I would eat watermelon on a hot dog just so that I could eat watermelon again. And I know what you're gonna say.
So
Is he keeping you away from
So-
watermelon?
No, he'll tell me that you can do whatever you want, but he's also told me if you get it anywhere near me, I will vomit on you.
yeah, I do. Okay, so for context on that, I do not like watermelon. And me and Michael live together. So, yeah, and the smell, the taste, everything. It's a long story on that. So,
It's like cherry vodka.
Good with
and
salt.
Or Kraken rum.
Warhorse brought up something, but it's not a
Kraken.
question. It's a statement, which actually everybody followed up saying that's not a question. That's a statement,
Well,
which is actually made.
what's the
funny for me.
statement?
No, I'm not going to do it because.
That's not a real
I
question.
want to know how bad it is.
No, so the next question here is specific to me, but I'll ask everybody else. What is your? I don't know if this came up before. What is your favorite color? Was that on the last one? I don't know if that was
Yes.
on the last. Okay, okay.
Square.
silver.
Silver
Blue.
is silver a color?
If
Yes,
I,
it is.
silver,
Yes, it's a
and if
color.
I can't
what's-
say that, it's green.
What's the difference between silver and gray?
Gray is a color too.
Silver's metallic.
Silver has
Silver
more
is shiny.
blue.
But
Silver
what's-
is shiny.
Silver is metallic, but
Silver is shiny.
Silver-
It's shiny gray.
but silver
definitely a color.
silver requires additional.
It's
Like,
bluer.
What's
it
the difference?
requires
a- more
What's the
blue in
difference
it.
between gold and
It
yellow?
requires gloss. That's it. You can buy
Red.
glossy
But
white.
silver is then a shade of gray.
No,
Gold is a shade
it
of
is
brown.
not a shade of gray.
They're
It is
two-
silver.
There are two different colors in the crown box. That's all you
Yeah.
need to know.
yeah.
Actually, it depends on the nations. There was like watching some stuff in regards to color theory regarding across nations about like some nations saying that the only colors are black, white, and gray, or black, white, and red, and everything else is a mixture of the. I'm like, how does that work? And it's just
No.
how they
Yeah.
were built.
Look,
They're wrong.
Crayola is the ultimate
They're
judge
wrong.
Like
of
Their
all
culture's
colors.
wrong.
The
Something.
wine dark sea.
Mhm.
The sea isn't got the
Mhm.
color of wine. It's the wine dark sea.
How do you get blue from red? You put enough black in it. I don't think that's how that works.
My favorite color is shiny.
I like
Anything
the color,
that jingles.
The color triangle is my favorite color.
So the next one here, I think the last time we did about favorite restaurant, but this one is about everybody's favorite food. Like, if you were to have a food that not like a last meal thing, but like let's say that you were told that you could only eat this
Like
one item.
ingredient?
No, like let's say like there's this one, you can only choose this one thing to eat for the rest of your life. What would it be? So to me, that has to be the food that you just enjoy the most.
Pot roast.
I think ramen, to be honest. Like an actual, like with the miso and the egg and the onions. and
A
stuff
good
like that.
ramen.
A good ramen.
But are you using that because it's a large bucket that you can toss multiple different types of ramen in? I'm talking like if it's gonna be the
If
same
I was
thing.
to eat like pork belly ramen with like stereotypical pork belly ramen for my entire life, I probably could do that.
It would probably get old after a while, but
With an
you'd
egg
be
yolk,
okay
though.
with
It has
it.
to have an egg
So-
yolk
and you
in
said
it.
pot roast, John?
Yeah. Because even if I'm having the same pot roast every day for the rest of my life, I'm just going to eat the beef in this one. I'm just going to eat the potatoes in this one. I'm just going to eat the carrots in this one. I'm
Well,
just
that's
going to...
You're
cheating.
not wrong. You could, yeah.
That's
What do you
cheating.
mean that's cheating?
It's not cheating though. He's not.
I choose the meal of all foods, and then I'm gonna pick from it.
No, if you put all
My
foods
starch,
in a
my
pot
meat,
and
my
boil it
onion.
for 6 hours, then that becomes one food.
Here's my thought is like it's not necessarily an all food thing, but my favorite food has always been free food. It could be the same food over and over again. I don't care
That's
what
not
it
the
is.
question.
That's not. That's
Wait,
not
so
an-
it's
that's not
ketchup
the
and
question.
saltines?
Is it free?
Yes.
Yes.
well.
I'll
Would
make
you
do.
eat saltines for the rest
you
of
can
your
go to
life? You're gonna
McDonald's.
die.
You can go to McDonald's right now and do that.
It's not free. I gotta go to McDonald's.
Yeah, you walk in, you grab it, and you walk
I
out.
need it to be like laid in front of me so
So
that I don't have to move.
Wait,
If
wait.
I
So you
have to
driving through to the McDonald's is at least costing gas.
work.
Give me a bucket.
If I have to work for it, it's
So-
not
A
worth it.
bucket of ketchup.
Argo,
like
what,
a bucket.
we need to fully put down Michael. So what is yours so that we can do the full just knockdown?
I have a thing for Chinese food to where like if you were to just give
Americanized
me,
Chinese food.
yeah,
Fried rice?
probably. Like to me, if in terms of cheap meal, like if you were to just give me a good egg roll and just break it up on top of white rice with a little soy sauce, I would be good. And
I've gotten to the thing where I literally just take a bed of rice in the morning and I crack an egg yolk over the top of it. And then I put a little soy sauce on it, and that's my breakfast.
yeah, there's something that, like soy sauce and rice, and then just any type of anything on top.
Japanese, to be honest.
So if I had to pick like some kind of a stir fry or no, maybe not stir fry like a chop suey, I mean that's definitely Americanized, but it's some type of a dish like that because I can't get sick of it. I could eat it. Sometimes
You're saying pot roast is a cop out. Stir fry is here are leftovers.
no,
definitely is.
even if I were to pick
Yeah.
a specific
Yeah.
one of that, as long as you get a little bit of soy sauce and not fried rice, but white rice. To me, white rice helps enhance the flavor.
Sticky?
Of everything else.
I could talk.
Oh,
About
yeah,
cooking.
you gotta
I
be
could talk
super
about cooking for literally hours.
Yeah, we know that, Kyle.
I love cooking.
Everyone,
I'm a foodie.
everyone
I'm a
could-
foodie through and through.
everyone could except Giz.
Yes,
So we at
Giz
least
has no idea what he's going.
it would at least be agreed that three of us are right.
Yep.
So
Yes.
Just give me my saltines, man.
and ketchup.
Avoiding the question.
I got it.
All right. So if you guys were stranded on an island together, what is the first thing you would do for survival?
Eat Michael.
No, that's not the first thing.
I mean,
Kill Michael, then eat him.
No, he stays fresh longer if he's alive.
Yeah, you got to at least well. Like,
Oh, we're doing that horrible like.
wait. Okay, Kyle. If
well,
you,
I'd be
about that.
upset if I was going to answer that I was going to eat one of you.
okay,
You are not winning this vote.
No.
well, Kyle, if you say wait until hunger kicks in and then eat Michael.
No,
that's
no.
that's for survival. If you do it before then, it's because you're like I just don't like that guy.
No. I guarantee. The thing is, like, I guarantee Michael's gonna get hungry before I do. So therefore, I need to pre-beat him to that punch and kill him first.
Are you free? That's the important question. Does it cost money to eat you? And do I have to
You're
work
on
for
an
it?
island. Money doesn't matter.
Well, you have to kill me first. So yes, you have to work for it.
So
Yeah, I think that
Not
if
my
I won't go
favorite
down
food
easy.
anymore.
So apparently the first thing we do is we let Michael and Kyle fight to the death, and then we eat Michael.
so
wow,
I'm
that's
on
an assumption.
It's a fair assumption.
based on the evidence provided, depending on the size of the island, my first thing to do would run. Because apparently,
Once Kyle takes a taste for
We
man
immediately
flesh,
tried eating each other.
you can't stop at one.
you can't eat just one.
So we all try to eat each
Oh,
other.
No. Kyle tries to eat Michael. Michael tries to eat everyone. And Argo and I run.
What? That's just gonna make you leaner.
Oh my god.
No, he's
One of my favorite lines from the Drew Carey show was just like, we'll just wait for the skinny people to starve, and then we'll eat them and get fatter.
I'm thinking of like Zombieland. With the beginning of Zombieland, where they were like
cardio.
cardio being
exactly.
the important thing.
I hate
So
cardio.
no, if it came down to that, and the first thing I thought, like, if I look over at Kyle and he's just like eyeing Michael, licking his lips, yeah,
He does
I'm gonna
that
be gone.
already.
I mean, it depends on the size of the island. If it's like a single tree, well,
The first
I'm
thing,
already prying off short bits of scrap metal from the boat.
the very
making it a
first thing
knife.
I'm going to do is make an agreement with Argo that we're not going to eat each other until necessary.
yeah, well, okay, as long as until necessary
Wait,
comes
what's
up, because
necessary?
eventually,
Necessary is there is no other food available and everyone else is
And then I'll just,
gone.
I'll
Like,
just,
you haven't eaten for like the last 10 minutes.
We haven't eaten the dead yet.
Yeah,
Or the dead are no longer
They're soon to be
edible.
dead. I will just appeal to all of our humanities and say, like, the little hobbits. I mean, Michael's. He doesn't need his legs.
okay, so the next question, actually, my same answer would result in that one. So I'm gonna bridge it a little bit. I'm taking out the end off here. So it'd be, what would your reaction be if Michael ruled the world? And I'm still gonna go with run.
Where are you gonna run? I rule the world. You're gonna run into space?
You can't
Yes.
run to space.
I got.
Argo.
Can't
I'll,
run to space.
I'll find
We
Musk.
can-
We can
Jeff-
do it. We can do it together. We're bros.
Jeff Bezos
never-
and Musk would help.
They,
Yeah,
they
yeah,
didn't
we're
even-
totally-
Did they really get into
Hey,
space?
I have a
though?
Prime membership. I deserve
Exactly.
to get to space.
Oh.
Exactly. In Michael world, definitely space.
Michael, if you were to rule the world,
Yeah.
what would be like the first policy that you'd bring up, and it cannot involve the word derpy or horse?
But then it's like you won't let me do what I want to do. I thought I ruled the world.
No, that's not how leadership works. You can't do what you want to do. You have to help people.
I rule the world.
He's going to be a despot.
I will divert all the world's resources into creating magical horses.
I was waiting for him to be like, I'm gonna eat Kyle.
Well, that's
that bastard and eat him instead.
yes. I
You
will,
thought you get the one up on me in
We-
that other hypothetical situation, and I'm going
We
to get
will-
him on this one.
we will require a lot of human meat to reach my goals. So
So you're going to institute Soylent Green.
So
There was a movie about this, Michael.
you
He's not going to eat the people. He's going to carve a statue of Derpy out of human flesh.
Okay, that's called corn or Slanesh,
No,
Corn?
depending on Michael.
No, it's-
I don't know what the
Also
difference would
corn.
be with him.
Slanesh would keep them alive.
Not
If I'm going to pray to a
necessarily.
dark god, it's going to be Slanesh.
You don't know Slanesh.
we will be building giant.
No one
horse
knows
statues out of
Slanesh. That's the
people's
point of
bones.
Slanesh.
The people who are dead and still in Slanesh's grip know what Slanesh is.
No, it's Slanesh doesn't know Slanesh.
I have no idea what they're talking about.
it's Elder Scrolls stuff.
It's
No,
not Elder
no.
Scrolls. You did that on purpose.
Oh no, that's
That's the wrong nerd genre.
That's from Warhammer 40k, right?
Yeah, there you go.
I thought it was an episode of Pee Wee's
Wait,
Playhouse.
is it 40k?
Pee-wee's Playhouse.
Yeah, that's
It's
what
all-
I was
We're
wondering.
We're not riding a bicycle into Slanesh's
They
Playhouse.
had living couches and clocks, man. There was some demonic magic going on in
is
Pee
kinda
Wee's Playhouse.
Slanesh.
There was.
That's definitely yeah. Slanesh.
that may
Slanesh
have-
is-
That's not
yeah.
Nurgle.
No, it's definitely not Nurgle.
I did say Warhammer 40k.
You were
It's
correct.
both.
Oh, is it both?
Yeah.
No,
Okay,
it's not.
I wanted to say something that would start correct and have Kyle be wrong.
No,
and
you're
now
right.
I'm sad.
I feel like
Right.
I wasted a joke about Pee Wee's Playhouse being possessed by demonic creatures.
Well,
It's
yeah.
just
Because you don't
It's a
understand what I'm
future question.
talking about.
Yeah.
All
I'm
right.
thankful John knows what I'm talking about.
No,
I read Wikipedia, which Kyle hates.
I actually did.
Wikipedia is the garbage of everything.
I did actually at my old job, because I had to do a lot of really monotonous stuff for a while. I was doing a lot of like watching long videos on like Warhammer and Warhammer 40k lore.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is that I don't remember any of it because it was a lot.
It is.
Warhammer 40k is 25 years in the making.
Yo,
And they've changed it constantly. Like
was,
the retconning unretconning and then re-retconning.
They did that with just the original Warhammer too, like with the End of Time stuff.
Yes.
But we got Vermintide 2.
We did get Vermintide 2.
Victor.
Vermin nuts? What?
No.
Vermin nuts.
All you need to know.
Okay,
Victor
that's
is-
definitely the next game that Fat Shark needs to make is Vermin nuts 2.
Here they come! The squirrels!
All you need to know about 40K is that they got orcs in space somehow. And that's
Well,
pretty much it.
Literally 40K is orcs in space because DACA and we gonna go space.
Yes,
We're gonna go space and fast.
we're bad at
Paint
things.
those spaceships red. We're going to the stars.
Buzz boys.
Kill.
All right, so I'm gonna
Stuck out further than Bezos.
The only definitive truth in all the Warhammer canon is Victor Saltzpyre.
Yeah, there you go.
Everything else is heresy.
Yeah.
well, yeah, pighead.
Heresy.
All right, so I'll do one more question here. So Sir Edward asks, do you guys have any advice for applying to colleges? So an actual serious question
For applying to colleges?
for applying to colleges.
In the applications process, apply to many. As far as making sure that your academic resume fits, make sure that you fill out all the extracurriculars, make sure that you have at least some math in the second half of your high school career. It doesn't matter what it is. You can take a stats class and just watch videos as long as you have something in there.
I would say it
I
depends.
did
it
none
depends
of
on
those things.
Well, it depends on how old you are, because if you're coming straight out of high school, you're kind of boned on whatever you're going for. If you want to go into college when you're later in life, you have a lot more options, because you can pay your way through a community college course to get a very, very cheap credit that can change over to a new college you want to go to.
But that's the thing is I did that. I did the exact same thing. Go to community college because they have pretty good education and it's cheap for your generals.
Yeah,
but
for the generals.
make sure that
Yep.
whatever college you're looking to go to will take
Transfers.
those credits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I had to double check that because I went to a community college, and then when I was going to transfer, they're like, yeah, we can transfer your credits, but if we do, this, and this doesn't. But if you go one more semester at your current college and take these courses, then we can transfer the 2-year degree instead of the courses, and that will automatically check these boxes instead. So
Yeah,
there's things you want to look into with
And
that.
that was a problem that I had actually when I was transferring I went to state college to a tech college, and I did no community college in between, and that was not a 1-to-1 transfer at all. That was a 1-to-0 transfer.
I'm weird. I did 4 years and got a degree.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, right.
But if you go to the easiest way is to go to like just
banking asshole.
if you go to a bigger college, you can get a good education. It's probably a great college, but money wise, because that is probably the biggest thing for most people nowadays. Being like we're in our 30s now,
CCs are always
except for
better.
Kyle.
CCs are better.
But yeah, community colleges aren't. You can like when I was in community college, I was paying $100 a credit, so I could for an entire semester pay like $1,600.
Yeah, I was paying like $2,500.
Yeah, and that was for all my generals that transferred. So really, when it comes down to a job, when it comes to your generals, a job doesn't care about the big ones that matter are those last 2 years. So go the cheapest way possible. And a community college isn't cheap education. There's some good stuff in there.
It's cheaper than a lot of
most
places.
times you get better education at a community college
Yeah,
than you do at a
some
state
of my
college.
some of my favorite teachers were in a community college.
Yep.
Because they care about the
I think
education.
Oh
in there.
yeah.
It depends what your degree is going to be in.
True.
Because
True.
my sister went to a state college and then found out, oh, the degree I want, it's not offered here. So I've got to go here
Well,
to this.
That's why you want to look ahead. You want to see where do I want to go, and then see whether or not the things that you could do at a cheaper bit can transfer. If they can't, then you might have to bite the bullet. But it's going to be one of those things of the colleges are always like, don't worry about it. Put it on credit. You're going to be paying that for decades.
11 years.
Forever.
That's how long I
You're
paid on it.
Kyle, you're still paying, right?
I still have $40,000.
Yeah, John, do you
Um,
still have any?
I had rich parents.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there's that.
Yeah, he was.
I paid for all of my community colleges I went, but I was working full time doing part time community college. And then I built up enough money that I sold my car, went to a different college, paid it off of my savings, but I never graduated. But when I went to a private college to actually finish my degree, that's where I built up a huge. Private colleges are expensive. Don't do them unless you have no choice.
Michael has a Michael story.
I know.
No, all
scholarships?
I want to say is I paid $800 a month for 11 years on a 2-year degree. And don't do what I did. Go to community college.
That's not a
That's it, actually. That was good.
Go to community college. Like, seriously. Like, I went to a college that is no longer in existence because of predatory school loans, and they were called out on it.
My private college went or for-profit college had a 2 different lawsuits that went through and ended up getting some money back, nowhere near what I spent. But I got lucky with my my debt when I got out. I didn't have that much compared to some.
If I was to do it all over again.
So the message here is have rich parents.
No, but that's the
That
thing.
would definitely help.
But that's how America works in regards is that if you want a really good education, it's either you're going to pay for the rest of your life on it to where the degree that you got is going to hold you back almost, or you're going to have somebody help you out through it. And
if I was to do it all over again, I definitely would go to community college and then for my associates and then transfer my credits over to a state college. But I would not go to a private college.
But look that up first.
Yeah, you gotta know what you're doing.
If you don't know, and also when you do go to a larger university, whether Princeton, they have like those ones that are like, I went to Princeton. All that is a word that you can use at a bar to impress people.
I would. It's also a resume if your family is rich.
If you're going into law or certain things,
Yes.
the name of the places you're going into can matter.
Yeah.
But that is, again, if you're already going to go to school, school is research and homework. So do your research and your homework for where you're going to go to do research and homework.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
If you can't do that, then you're not going to succeed at school. I didn't do that first, and I had a rough time. I just got lucky.
Yeah, I went a very circuitous route with mine. But.
It is a hard thing to ask, like a 19, 20-year-old to make decisions that are going to affect probably the rest of their life.
I know, and that's why it's easy to be predatory on the loans.
Yeah. I mean, I'll admit it. I had no idea what I was getting into when I got into it because it wasn't really that.
It's easy when
when
you're not seeing the money month by month. If you were to see the loan start being taken out 6 months after you started, it might have been different.
Yeah, they don't show them to you. You find out what it costs after the fact.
Yeah.
So I hope that helped. That was actually the only serious thing I think that we actually talked about that entire time. So shut up, Michael.
I like the horse.
I'm gonna mute you.
They're adorable.
Okay, so
you don't get to be president anymore.
There you go.
Don't want me. They're cute. Yeah.
That has a different meaning depending on different people.
Yeah, I don't actually. I keep forgetting what button's there, so I just keep hitting it. Anyway, so that is it for I guess episode 2 actually. So I have no idea how long we went. I think it's like an hour and a half. So thanks for hanging out. Again, this is on YouTube. I think that it's gonna be, there's a link probably somewhere wherever I put it. I'm still trying to figure out the logistics. We're kind of going on a head schedule. But otherwise, thanks to everybody for hanging out and listening to us.
And everybody who's on video.
Yeah.
Remember to tune in next time for our shenanigans of us waving our hands around. Like
The Wiz.
The Wiz.
I have another quick hypothetical. What if airplanes were like shooting stars?
Michael, I have to pee.
I was gonna make that joke and I forgot.
You know,
make a wish right
you know what? I could really use one of those.
A wish right now?
Yeah, a wish right now.
A wish right now.
I'm done. We're getting out of here.
All right, yeah.
We're done.
See y'all later. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Press the button. Are you gonna press the button?